lots to get through. Obviously, you've been through a lot at Swindon Town, but lots of speculation in the summer. Were you staying? Were you going? I just wanted to get it from the horse's mouth. What was going on? What happened?
Obviously, there was no the ownership of the club was getting sorted out, so they couldn't offer me nothing. Not knowing who the new owner or the manager was, and then Mildenhall and Peacock said, "Oh, do you fancy coming back?" I said, "I'll come back and train and play." And then obviously the takeovers happen. The managers come in and see what they like.
Love that. What is life like under the new manager, Ben Garner?
Oh, it's a breath of fresh air from the previous regime, as everyone knows. Everyone likes playing for him. He gets his tactics spot on, and obviously he wants to play football. And the boys he've brought in under Chores and the manager have been good decisions so far.
Love that. The nickname, the General. How did it come about? I don't know if it's from Ivo. I mean, who started it, and when were you first made aware of it?
It's come and gone. It's come and gone, and obviously now at Swindon, after my first game, I think it was Leighton Orient away. A lot of people just tweeting the general, the general, the general. So, and then obviously a few good performances that year, it just stuck. So, and that's why everyone calls me now.
Love that. Ivo, can you remember where you were? Was it a seminal moment when you found out Anthony Grant was staying at Swindon Town?
When he was coming back, it was huge. I mean, the last few weeks, it's been good news after good news, but I'd say it was the best thing that's happened in the last few weeks. I mean, still doesn't feel quite real, mainly because Anthony's pinned tweet on Twitter is still his farewell to the club from May. That needs to get unpinned. You know, it was
I'll
a
do that
beautiful
for you, Ivo. No
farewell
worries.
tweet. You know, it was very moving and it meant a lot. But it needs to go now because the new era has begun.
Well, let's speak about that new era.
I'll get my phone.
Ivo, I mean, get your questions into Anthony. There must be so much optimism. You must be so happy, and even just having what's been 17,000 for the first couple of games down at the county ground, it must be a renewed sense of optimism.
I think that would exceed the capacity of the county ground. It was a collective attendance.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I'm not adding on a new stand for you. Sorry.
Yeah. But listen, the way things are going, they could announce a new stand tomorrow. Just the pace of change is thrilling. You know, Anthony has already made a sort of a deftly oblique reference to last season being sub-ideal. As a fan, watching quite a lot of extremely disappointing games on iFollow, I've got to reiterate that. Through no fault of the general or most of his teammates, there was a bad
Thank you, Ivo.
atmosphere.
I appreciate that.
Listen,
Yeah, there was a bad atmosphere in the change room too.
You could sense it, and because there were no crowds and the audio on iFollow was crisp, you could frequently hear the bad atmosphere coming directly from the touchline. There was no doubt about how bad the atmosphere was and who was at fault, but the fact that we basically get another chance with a lot of the same players like Anthony or Akinodamayo, who basically we thought we'd lost at the end of last season, and a few others who we didn't lose at all, who basically stayed with the club, like Rob Hunt, through a time when it looked like there might not be a club for a bit. And now we've got the Bens, we've got some oldies, we've got some very exciting loanees, we've got our new chairman, Clem Morfuni, who is driving around with season tickets. He's wearing bucket hats to pre-season friendlies. There was a picture of him painting something at the county ground quite recently. You know, and am I going overboard, Anthony, or is this an extremely positive thing from top to bottom?
No, Ivo is very positive, and it's glad to hear it from a fan's perspective. And obviously, all the players feel the same way you do. So hopefully, we can do something special this season and give something back to the fans.
It's just so. Yeah, sorry, Will.
No, go on, Ivo. You carry on. I don't want to ruin this moment.
Well, listen, listen. I'm just a man getting overexcited.
No, you got every right. You got every right to be overexcited.
But can I say as well,
you're expressing your feelings.
Because the 2019-20 title-winning team, of which the general was the linchpin, was probably my favourite Swindon team ever. And it's a testament to the man that even when we had strikers breaking goal-scoring records, he was still celebrated as the anchor of that team. And we lost a lot of that team. Last season, we can now consign to the history books. But you could potentially be part of two, I'm not even going to say promotion-winning seasons, because I think people would settle for a dignified and hearty and financially secure mid-table finish. But you get to be part of two really great stories at Swindon, and which I'd like to say thank you on behalf of everyone to you for coming back for another one.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you, Ivo.
Sorry,
And-
it's not very profound stuff from me, but it's full of heart and meaning.
I'll start with you,
I
Anthony, as
understand.
well. I just
I
wanted
feel
to.
it.
No, go on, Anthony. Sorry.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, what's it like for both of you now with the owner? He just seems to be so transparent as well, and it obviously must be such a breath of fresh air.
No, he is. Obviously, he's come and met the players, and he's met all the staff, and he's hired the gaffer and all his staff, and it's a breath of fresh air. Like the people he's brought through the building is a bit of a circus act, everyone coming in, but obviously we'd rather it be like that than nobody in the building. But he's come through the building, appointed all the right people, and everyone's pushing in the right direction. So I've got no complaints, and everyone's pushing in the right direction. So hopefully we can have a good season.
What about for you, Ivo? Is it the same sort of feeling?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've got to hold my hand up and say that I haven't been down yet. I know we're only 3 games in, but I need to christen the new season in person. And even if we haven't exceeded our official attendance with 17,000 fans in, it sounded like the two home games so far have been like cauldrons of excitement and noise. Just amazing to have fans back, I imagine, as well, Anthony.
Yeah, no, the fans, the first game of the season, obviously away at Scunthorpe, the fans just coming out for the warm-up and then coming back, going back in and coming back out. It was crazy just hearing them. And obviously we went a goal behind and they still sang, and then we got 1-0, 2-1 and 3-1. So it was a good victory for them to come up and enjoy that. And then obviously Carlisle at home, we lost that game, but they were still in attendance and we could hear them in the crowd. And it was nice to hear, 8,000, 9,000, and then they came back on Tuesday night as well. I just want to get that win for them at home, that they can express their feelings and just go up and up and up from there, really.
Anthony, is it sort of, obviously, Ivo mentioned the promotion season and last season, but I mean, is there all the hallmarks of a sort of promotion season in terms of just the feeling around the club?
Obviously, yeah, there's a good feeling. Like I said, the chairman, the gaffer and all their staff, the players they've brought in is like the right characters around the building, young, experienced, hungry players that all want to do well, listen every time the gaffer speaks, or his assistants or his fitness coaches or people just in and around the staff. Everyone listens and everyone gets along with each other. So they're building something here, even if it's not this season or next season. There's something going on here that I think people want to be part of.
Ivo, is that the same for you? You want to be part of it?
Of course, and truly, like even for example Tuesday, it was such a great game, I've never seen a sort of a 0-0 responded to so positively, because even though it wasn't, nothing was quite converted, there was just so much to enjoy about it. There's a real early season zest, and so many of the new players look so exciting. And Anthony, who's your favourite of the new players? If that's not too delicate, I think.
Who's going to read this?
That's true.
I can, because it's going to be Kane, but only because he's my son, and I have to look after him.
Kane is great.
He is. He's a great bundle of energy on and off the pitch, and obviously now all the new players have brought something different, and the new players that the gaffer will add before the window comes in, they'll add something, because obviously we're going to need them. So even like the injured players now, we're going to need them. So that's something, everyone's pulling in the right direction. Everyone's got each other's back. So hopefully we can just have a good season.
Ivo, I just wanted to speak to you as well, about being a Swindon Town fan as well, because I think I'm a Birmingham City fan, everyone thinks that, they've had it worse at their club. But I mean, over the years for Swindon Town, it's definitely been a roller coaster.
Yeah, I mean, I think, once you start to look at it over a period of sort of 10, 20 years, most clubs have had sort of good and bad spells. I I'd say there've only been 2 seasons I've really enjoyed in the last 10 years with Swindon. Actually, that's not fair. That's not fair. But there have been 2 very defining.
No, I'll just be honest.
There was a Paolo Di Canio season in 2012, which actually kind of extended into the following season, and then there was some lovely sort of near promotions and some exciting football under Mark Cooper. But it wasn't until 2 years ago, I'm just going to put it down to the arrival of the General and the Leyton Orient debut when we won 3-0 away at Orient in September 2019. Pre-pandemic, a different world. 6 months later, you've won the league on points per game. It's not exactly how you wanted to do it, but it was triumphant. Again, skip a year, a very ugly business, a very difficult man. But now, I think, even if it is a slow build, you would just want to see your club being run well. And I think there's been a growing sense of unease over the last few years, which really reached a peak in the last few months. And now, I know it's very early days, and you shouldn't fall in love with a man just because he's worn a bucket hat and driven around in a big van. But we've got a chairman who's making the right noises. And also, there is a nostalgia factor of people coming back. And I was going to ask Anthony, I've got to accept that, Owen Doyle's probably not going to come back to Swindon. But could you have a word with Michael Doughty? Because his premature retirement, though completely understandable from family and business reasons, it does seem like a waste to have you in the centre of the town midfield and not him.
I'll have a word, but obviously he's just had a baby and he just wants to be a father and look after his kid. So each to their own, really. So
that's a very restrained answer. I would compromise at maybe a game a month, just to get that dynamism. Taking nothing away from Lewis Reed or any of the new crop.
I'll give him a message and see what he's doing.
Another question from me, Anthony. Who is sponsoring you at the moment at Swindon? Because I jumped in to the Swindon sponsorship game about a year and a half ago. I sponsored the goalkeeper Archie Matthews, who I believe is now at Birmingham.
He's at Birmingham.
We'll enjoy Archie Matthews, a very promising young goalkeeper who benefited from some really attentive sponsorship in the first half of 2020. But Anthony, are you happy with your sponsors, or are you looking for anyone else to step in, because it would be a real honour?
I'm not going to lie, I don't know who my sponsors are this year. I haven't had the time to look because I've been getting fit for the season.
Lovely stuff.
But if you want to sponsor me, you can sponsor me.
It feels like a window of
opportunity. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I wouldn't want Ivo Graham sponsor me. It's not a bad sponsor, is it?
I think some people would say it's a very bad sponsor, and it's
not at all.
It would bring shame upon you, but it would
not at all.
No, thank you.
Love that. I mean, that interview, bringing people together, and that. Just finally, gents, we have got to dip off. But Anthony, I wanted to ask you as well, and obviously you as well, Ivo. But Anthony, you've been playing EFL football for 17 years now. I just wanted to know how much the sort of game's evolved over your time across the league, just on and off the pitch.
Oh, massively. It's involved. Like it's more athleticism, and there's more defending going on, and there's not much goals. It's more tactical. Before, it'd just be like wingers running at fullbacks and getting crosses in and more goals. Now it's people doubling up and banks of this, banks of that. So it's evolved massively, and obviously, even from the Prem down to League Two, it's evolved. Like the gap's smaller. Before, the gap was huge. But if you look at League One and League Two and the Champions, I say the Championships, you got a striker that's, if you make a mistake, they score. League One's more closer to League Two, but then you've got a lot of League One teams that are like champ teams, really. And then the Prem's just different. Like, until you play there and you play with certain players, it's just different. And obviously you give them a chance, it's more likely going to be a goal than, you know what I mean? And then obviously they can keep the ball. And then next thing you know, it's 2-0, 3-0, and then game's done.
I just wanted to speak to you finally, Ivo. I know Anthony can't say too much. Obviously, he's a player there. But why should we be excited about?
I can say anything you want to say.
Well, I'll ask you both of you then. Where are we talking end of the season? Promotions on the cards, or are we still far too early in the season to talk about it?
Go on, Ivo. You first.
Let's not burden this swiftly gelling team with too much expectation. If we snuck into the playoffs and pulled off something beautiful, that would be amazing. But ultimately, if the team is well run, if the club is well run, if the team is happy, if no one speaks about last season anymore, and if the club continues to pull in those 17,000 plus attendances every week, that will do just fine for the moment. It's obviously a shame to have got promoted last year and then immediately be back in League Two. But there are new grounds to go to. Looking forward to going to Sutton. Looking forward to going to Harrogate. There are going to be some really lovely times over the next year, whether promotion is on the cards or not. The fact that we have a club and we've got our club back and we've got the general back, that will do.
Thank you, Ivo.
What about for you, Anthony?
Obviously, the manager's spoken what his plans are, but obviously I don't want to say it here. But obviously, with everyone's fitness and that, everyone's playing catch up and everyone's working hard. So we take each game as it comes. But obviously, we're going to go into each game playing the way the gaffer wants to play, and the mentality of going to win every game. And then if we win every game, we'll pick up points. Then we'll see where we are end of the season, and we'll take it from there.
Love that. And then just finally, we can agree that Ivo is sponsoring you for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Ivo can sponsor you for the rest of the season.
Perfect. Even if I'm not in the programme, even if I'm just, paying Anthony a sum of money every week via direct debit, that's absolutely fine.
I'll get you onto the media. I'll get you the media guy to message you then.
Thanks very much.
Absolutely love that, Ivo. Anthony, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck with the rest of this season.
Thanks, Ivo. Thanks, Will.
Thanks for having us.